Terrific Thursday. How are we doing, everybody? You got me feeling nicey today. Got a lot to talk about. Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh. We got J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings and what's going on with that situation. And then the Bengals, of course, just can't get out of their own fucking way. So I wanted to start off. Aaron Rodgers is now officially a Pittsburgh Steeler. Crazy how that sounds. I never would have thought that 10 years ago, let alone 15. So Aaron Rodgers is now officially a Pittsburgh Steeler. My take on it is, it ain't going to change shit, okay? They got a lot of question marks at Pittsburgh. Their left tackle's out. We don't know about their running game. You know, they drafted that kid from Iowa who I think's a stud, but Najee Harris left. You got Warren. He's a nice compliment. You brought in DK. That's a lot of distraction, okay? I'm glad they got rid of Pickens, got that cancer out of there. I just laugh with Pittsburgh because they keep telling me, oh, we want character guys on offense, but you keep drafting all these dumbass divas every fucking year. So I don't get it. I don't understand it. And, you know, this thing with Aaron Rodgers, like, listen, this is why, dude, you know, some of this comes back on Aaron a little bit. And I've been at nauseam with this. He's worn me out the last 3 years. Now, I can admire the talent. He's one of the best I've ever seen in my life. And I've been watching football since 2007. He's one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen. Okay? But the last couple of years, I've been kind of fatigued by him. Like, are you in all in or are you all out, dude? Like, which one are you? Because I can't figure it out with Aaron. Now, I'm not going to dispute he got married. Allegedly, I don't know, still a little weird. He's got the wedding ring on. Kind of bizarre. But he's a bizarre dude. I'm not going to get into it anymore. But, you know, and he's just kind of hasn't been the same. He got the Achilles, he got that popped. And, you know, I think for a guy like him, I think when he went to the Jets, he kind of got a dose of reality of, oh, this is what dysfunction looks like. And you thought that grass was always greener. Well, it's not sometimes. And, you know, I look at Aaron Rodgers and I go, you know, is he what he was? I don't know. He could be. I don't know. I don't think this changes much with the Steelers. I've been saying this for the last couple years. They have not won a playoff game since 2016 when I was in college. That's embarrassing for a franchise that's Super Bowl or bust. It used to be. Not anymore, because Mike Tomlin, he's getting praise for his past performance, not his present. And I've been saying this. I think they're the Bears of the AFC. I really do. I know people could say, well, they're Green Bay. Yeah, for the stability part. But in terms of the way they are as a football team and the way their culture is, it's all defense. It reminds me of the Bears. And at least with the Bears, they're not tone deaf. They're like, okay, we got a quarterback. We need to go get him an offensive coach. Like, I see the league, the way the league is trending, so let's do that. And Pittsburgh's just naive about it. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they kept Mike Tomlin so goddamn long, and I'm so tired of hearing about, well, he's never had a losing season. He's never had a losing season. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of hearing that. That's great for Jacksonville. That's great for all these other teams, okay? It's not for the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay? It's not for the Ravens. It's not for the Chiefs. It's not for the Eagles. It's not. So get better or do something about it. It's getting old, Pittsburgh. And I just don't know what Pittsburgh are like. Are they better than they were last year, quarterback? Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. But what Aaron are you getting? Because he can't move anymore. He's a stationary pocket guy. It's what he is. He's like Jared Goff or C.J. Stroud. Not a lot of mobility. You know, not like it was. So, again, like, it just goes back to, again, you have to figure out what you do moving forward. Now, they have some weapons, and they got Freiermuth, and they got Metcalf from Seattle. I didn't love that. But he is a T.O. clone. He is big. He is physical. But he looks like Tarzan sometimes, plays like Jane. I just don't. You know, they got rid of Pickens so that they have one Devo receiver in the room, not two, because that would have been a problematic guy. Problematic right there. But they do have that. But we shall see what happens. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are the same. I just wish they would bottom out at least once and just try and get a great quarterback. But it's not going to happen. As long as Mike Tomlin's coaching, that's not going to happen. So, moving forward, the Steelers are going to be the same. They're going to be 10-7, maybe 7-8, 9-9, whatever, 9-8, whatever the new schedule is. But that's it. I don't see any more. They're going to get bounced again. They got to pay T.J. Watt. Again, I would have considered maybe moving off of him, but it's hard to find blue chip guys like that. But try and start new, but I highly doubt it. So the Minnesota Vikings, speaking of a team that is in that same division as the Bears I just mentioned the Steelers are becoming, the Vikings have a problem on their hands. Now, J.J. McCarthy, they drafted, Michigan kid, won the Natty, Kind of like Stetson Bennett, was on a loaded team, didn't have to do a lot, okay? But the difference between him and J.J. McCarthy is J.J. McCarthy has had 2 surgeries now. So what does he look like? He looked like 170 pounds soaking wet, which would be ideal way for most people. But he's, he looked like really, really skinny in that last game on the sideline in Detroit to win it, to either get the 5th or the 1st seed last year in the NFC. So, again, I'm worried right now. If I'm Minnesota, you have a good team. Like, you to me, I would probably put them 3rd right now. I know I could probably put them 4th because of the quarterback situation and uncertainty of it, but I'm going to trust in Kevin O'Connell and what he's been lately, ever since he became the coach 2022, than I do with Ben Johnson. It's not a shot at Ben Johnson. I'm just saying I don't know what he is as a coach. He's been a great coordinator. Sometimes that transition, coordinator to coach, is kind of weird. So we shall see what happens. But I do think the Vikings are going to be a good team. Now, are they going to be 11, 12-win team? I'm not sure. But I have my faith in Kevin O'Connell and Yessie, the general manager. I can't pronounce his full name, but he's done a great job. They've always been well run to me. I've been saying this for years. They remind me of the Chargers, but with shittier. Yes! Sorry. But my point is, I think the Vikings have all the pieces to be a great team. And they have a Super Bowl level roster. I just think if they had like maybe above average quarterback play, maybe we'll see. But right now, as it speaks, I have some concerns with J.J. McCarthy. Didn't have to do a lot in college. Didn't have to carry an offense like a Johnny Manziel did. Like a Shedeur Sanders did. That concerns me a little bit with the Vikings. But I still would put them above the Bears just because I trust Kevin O'Connell more than I do Ben Johnson. But we shall see. The other thing I want to touch on, last thing I want to touch on, is the Bengals are bad shit again. And I don't get this with this franchise. There's a disease. It's called being cheap when you're a billionaire. No, I'm serious. And I'm not that way. But they run it like a 1930 shop. And it's a joke. The Bengals, get out of your own way, dude. Pay Trey Hendrickson. Get him paid. I understand he's an older player. In the last 2 years, he has dominated. Your defense was shit last year with a guy that had 20 sacks or 17 or whatever it was. Half those were against the Raiders. But that's besides the point. Okay? So do better, Bengals. Come on, man. You've got this window right now with Joe Burrow, who went to management and challenged them and said, hey, get my guy signed. And they did. But why aren't you getting Trey Hendrickson signed? Why? Why aren't you getting Trey Hendrickson signed? Is he not important to you? And then this Shamor Stewart guy, who, again, that was a pick that I was like, I don't know. That was an odd pick. A guy like that. Myles Garrett was like that at A&M. Freak of nature, but didn't have a lot of production. Well, that's different. Myles Garrett's earned it, okay? This kid has not yet, and he's acting like a bitch. And, again, the Bengals, get out of your own way. Sign these guys. Figure it out. Because this team right now, like, Lou Almirola didn't get bad at coaching defense when 2 years ago we were talking about him being head coach. Like, he didn't get dumb. He had to let go of guys. You gave Joe Burrow all that money. That happens. I get it. So, I just think with the Bengals, until and their reputation speaks for itself. They are a cheap franchise. And I'm just, these franchises and teams, some people just can't get out of their own way. And the Bengals run it like a just weird shop. And I'm sick of it because Joe Burrow is the best thing and saved the Bengals from what they were. And if there's a consolation to this, Carson Palmer did the same thing. He got fed up. He said, I'm out. Bye. And I don't blame Carson Palmer for feeling that way. Because he carried that team too. So, I just think the Bengals, man, they got a lot of question marks to me. I don't know if Zach Taylor's the right guy. I know they went to the Super Bowl with him. But that was... There's certain seasons, man, that all aligned. And that aligned that year, man. So, I don't know. We got to see. But that's all I want to touch on tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. Thirsty Thursday. Terrific Thursday. Got me feeling nicey. Can I get a hell yeah? You sure can. Adios. Godspeed.